Culturally clueless.
Burkina Faso's very own Ibrahim Traore shut it down. Burna Boy is not coming to Burkina Faso to do a concert because Ibrahim told him to read the room. It's not time for such a thing because Africa is successfully fighting the West. With that said, welcome to Culturally Clueless and Salam Alaikum. Stop. Okay. Salam, guys. We are back with a new episode. And yeah, how is everyone? Let's pretend we didn't talk.
All good. Well, I'm ready. I'm
ready for what?
Ready for everything. Ready for Maria's question.
Okay, Maria's question.
I'm not going to freak out.
Gary.
No, this is a good one.
You always say that.
Before we start with the question, I want to reply to one of my friends in the comments.
Yeah.
They remember the last episode, we talked about personalities and do a test, right? And he suggested the three of us should do the test so we can explain our personalities and how they intertwine together. I think it's a great idea. So we're going to do it. Ness is very busy this week, and also I'm busy. So we're going to do it for the next episode. We're going to read to you the results.
I'm busy for the next 2 months.
No, we have to do it. I think it's fun. So they can...
Wait a second. Anyway, so you already decided that you are going to do it. And now
exactly.
Our viewers. Good luck to you. I'm just going to...
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm just going to Google.
They need to.
I'm just gonna.
That way, they're gonna know us a little bit better, and also, we're gonna know each other a little bit better.
Wait, how did
so
you?
It's a
I told you before that my favorite hobby is doing nothing. Why do you have to keep adding tasks on me, right?
Well, you're going to do nothing plus one thing.
You know what would be more fun? If you guys, if we do a Q&A and people can just ask questions, we choose the questions we want to answer. And then...
No, that's the kind of dangerous because maybe they ask questions that I don't want to answer.
Well, what did I just say? I said we're going to pick the ones we want to answer.
No, let's do the test first and then we're going to do the Q&A later. I think the test is fun. Besides, it's our viewers, the askers. One of our consistent viewers.
One person that asked it. One person.
Exactly, a consistent. He's always in every episode.
And it's a he.
Oh, it's a he. That's a he. So he's always in that.
How do you know it's a he?
Every episode. Because they say Stefan or something. Stefan said, right? Yes, he does. See, she says she. I'm sorry. I think
I'm going to say this. This was actually not the name of the person.
It's Stefan. What is the person? What is the name?
The person was something like Stacy or Stacy B or something like that.
No, it's Stefan. Stefan.
One second.
From what I saw,
let's have a look.
No, you know what we're going to do? Maria, you're right. I'm wrong. Let's move on. Let's go to your question.
No, let's see. Well, anyway, next episode, we're going to have a psychological test for all of us.
Yeah, you're gonna have. Why are you talking on behalf of everyone?
Well, no, we all gonna have it.
What do you mean you?
Yeah, okay.
It's fun. You're gonna like it. I promise. Okay, my light cut off.
No, I just want to point this out. Every time, and this is no lie. Every time Maria says to me, "Oh my God, you're gonna like this. I swear you're gonna like this. I promise." I end up having such a no, Maria, I don't like this at all whatsoever. Why? Okay. And I love the why. Okay. I love the why.
Yeah, Maria's why is always
right?
spot on. But Maria, where did you go? I've got some news.
Well, one second. My light dropped.
Oh, okay. Okay. Here's the news for you. That was not Stefan who asked for it. It was
okay.
Stacey.
No, she's right. Let her be right. It's okay.
Who asked her?
Stacy.
Stacy? Stacy B?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay. Hi, Stacy. Sorry.
Mhm. But anyway, you're right, Maria.
Yeah, of
what
course.
Ness said.
Yeah. Don't ever doubt Maria. That's going to be the title of this episode.
My life is not being kind to me.
I just
Let
a
me put it
request
on line.
to Stacy. Just a request to Stacy. Please change your username into Stefan just for 1 week, so at least Maria would be right. And then
basically, yeah. But Stacy, we still don't know if it's a man or a girl, right? Like, Stacy can be both.
What's the whole username?
You just said Stacy.
Yeah, it's just again. Look, it doesn't matter. Like a male or a female. It's just about the name. Like because Maria needs to be right all the time, or she's right all the time. Not needs to be.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Maria, you're always right. Don't shy away from it now. Accept your blessing. Don't let anyone take it from you. Not me, not Ray, not anyone.
At least, let's put it this way. So, let's put it this way. We have Stefan that starts with ST, and Stacy starts with ST. So she's right? Okay.
Of course. Yeah, you don't see it? Oh my God. Mm-hmm. What was I talking about?
Okay, let's move on to my question.
Can we get the question?
Let's get a question because a lot of news. Because the second part of my question is my favorite part. It's not the second part, but the second question or the second news.
That's scary. That's scary.
Oh, it's scary. The second one is scary. Okay, guys. So the question for you guys is: how important is the family or the person that you are interested in? Like, if you want to move forward a relationship, how that factor affects you? Like for me, affects a lot. For example, if I don't get along with a family or that person, that is a deal breaker. How important is for you guys?
So I'm sorry. Let me get the question right. So you're talking about the family of the person
that you are interested in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Like. Well, that's a very good question. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to work out the. I mean, like when I say always, like this is based on the situation and case by case and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
So I'm just trying to work out the situations and the cases in my head.
Okay.
Right? Ness, you can go ahead and answer until I work something out.
Oh my God! I need to start. No. Okay.
And that's all right. That's all right. But look, it is honestly speaking, it depends on the level of interaction with those people, right? How frequently, and how frequently are we going to interact with them? Because of course, at the end of the day, yes, we are going to interact with the family of our partner or of the person who we want to live with, right? First of all, how is this person's relation? And how is it looking, between them and their family?
We always answer the same.
Because some people they just.
I was gonna say the same.
Exactly,
thing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, okay. But like if I put it this way, right? In the planet where I live now. Right, I'm far away from all the families of the people that I know and I interact with. So to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter that much to me, right? Thankfully, everyone I know are nice people, so it doesn't really matter. But well, again, for me, it is the person themselves, right? Not the family. The family it plays a big role, of course, of influencing the person's behavior with me. But to me, I would really care about the person themselves, not not the family. The family is, especially that I'm not really living in the same country. We don't really have that frequent interaction with them. So to me, if it's going to be a casual catch up with these people, with this family or those relatives, right? Well, it's going to be a couple of hours. I can handle that, no matter how crazy the situation or this family is. I can handle it. I just enjoy my time. If I didn't like something, I would just do my favorite hobby of doing nothing. I'll just sit there and do nothing until those couple of hours would end, and just go home and continue my life. I don't know. Is that a good question? Is that a good answer?
It was a great question. The answer was okay.
Oh my God, the arrogance.
The arrogance, the entitlement, everything.
Right, everything today. Yeah. But I agree. I think it depends on how this person is with their family, and I feel like also how the family is with that person. And I think like that person also needs to, like, how this person is treating their family is also like a factor. And then I think like the ideal thing is for everyone to get along, but unfortunately reality is most of the time different. And I feel like if it comes to boundaries, I mean, if this is the person's family, they need to, like, I'm not going to be like into arguments or like confrontations or something. That's not my kind of thing. So I think this should like not be how to approach things. But as you said, Maria, yes, family is important, but it's not gonna be a deal breaker because you don't live with them. How is it a deal breaker?
But influence. Because influence, yeah, I know I already have my own baggage and plus somebody else's baggage, you know.
Okay, well, if it's influence, it's definitely a problem.
Yeah, influence in the religion and your children and the interaction. Like it's so much in that goes involved.
So you don't think that people should talk about it prior?
Yeah, like definitely. For me, it's one of the first topics. Like get to know that before get too involved, because otherwise it's gonna be harder, right? The values, like for example, is this person is amazing, but her families are Zionists? No way. Sorry, but no.
But it's not his fault.
I'm gonna have to. But this is my boundary. You know what I mean?
So this is what I heard. Zionist?
My circle.
So if
my circle Zionist out regardless.
Interesting. Okay.
You see what I mean?
So if the whole family were like crooks and they were like doing crazy things and always getting in trouble, that wouldn't be a boundary. The Zionist would be a boundary.
That's the thing. I mean, that's one of the boundaries. Like, okay. I don't want problems. I want peace. Am I surrendered? So that's why it's a deal breaker. You know what I mean? So I need to get to know the family first. Then to get
not everybody shows their true colors right away.
That's why you need to find out.
Do they have to do a personality test?
Isn't that...
Oh, that would be great. Everybody, personality test.
Yeah. Like, in our traditions and in our culture, right? When someone would propose, especially like, when the man would propose, basically. So the family, usually, the family of the woman, they would say, give us some time. And the give us some time means like, it's not about just thinking about it. It's also about, checking and asking about this person and asking about, the background and their family, right? So we do have this usually, it's not something that is unusual. That's what I'm trying to say, right? And of course, the person who is going to propose is supposedly going to also, they would know everything about the family of the woman and the woman herself, right? Before they go and propose. So it is a factor. I'm not saying it isn't, but it could be look, but unless you brought examples about and Maria, you brought the example of the Zionist or the a family of crooks and like they say in Arabic, graduates of prisons. Regis June, okay. So if we don't really touch on that part, if we touch on the family history, or let's say their legal clearances are all good, and we say that they're all professionals, for example, they've got some good reputation. However, personality-wise, which that's where the personality test would come, right? Personality-wise, we're talking about the dealing with them is difficult. Like you've got hard-headed, you've got stubborn, you've got some people who some of them you've got like some let's say different standards. I'm not really gonna go in details, right? Then that's where my solution would come. Like run. If run means take your wife and go to some other planet, like so many people did, of course. So at least you keep the interaction limited.
Yeah.
And it's just about, a video call. Hey, miss you guys. Wish you a good day and thank you very much, and just run away.
No, I agree with you, but you know what? Sometimes families, and I hope this is not going to be misunderstood. Sometimes it's easier if you have a whole family full of crooks rather than certain other issues that certain families have.
Like what?
I don't know. Like this would go too far now, but you have sometimes people where the influence is extreme and parents get too much involved in decision making or in everyday life, that kind of stuff, or I don't know, whatever it may be, like financial stuff they get involved in, like a lot.
Yeah, I know some people in some cases.
Exactly.
And yes, it really makes it difficult to continue with your life, at least to have a normal life, like all types of intrusiveness, right?
Yeah.
Like they would just get their nose into everything. Okay, so yes, that makes it difficult. That makes it really difficult. And sometimes, like, it's not like direct family members. Like, sometimes it's, for example, it's like not the brothers and sisters and the parents of the man or the woman. It's actually like someone like their auntie or their cousin or someone, So that's even worse.
Okay,
right?
But that shouldn't be paid too much attention to. But unfortunately, this is what I mean, I'm sorry, about with all people from the global south, everybody feels to be entitled to be in everybody's business. Like also like in Morocco, like even strangers, they would see you like and they would get in your business. Like I remember I took my friend Rana with me, like she's American. And we were walking and there was a guy, he yelled at us, like an older man, he yelled at us to get out the sun. And when she was like, what did he say? And I translated it to her, she goes like, why does he feel to tell us? It's none of his business. So welcome to Morocco. This is normal here.
No, and in my country, the neighbors are always watching you.
Yeah, we had the same. Yeah, in Syria, all the people in the building, it's in a residential building. How many apartments? All the people there are just getting into your business. But like, I don't know if I should. You guys can cut it later if you want. Remember, Maria, we were on one TikTok live, and with this lady from Gaza, and we were talking to her. And there's this guy who joined the panel, and he started questioning me and what do I, who am I to this lady? And I thought that they are relatives. He's like her relative.
Yes.
And he's like, yeah, I'm trying to protect her and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, okay, fine. All right. I explained to him that, I'm from Gaza as well. And, you don't have to worry about anything. And like, I was really talking to the guy as if like he's a family member. And later on, she DM'd me and she said, sorry about the behavior of this person. I don't even know him. And I was like, what?
He was an intrusive, like, and I told you, and you said like, no, he must be a family member. No, that
she said, no, she told me on the broadcast, on the live at that day, she said, yeah, okay, well, he's a family member. Like, I know him. And like later on, she said, I just wanted to keep the thing going until he stops talking. I didn't want to escalate the situation, but no, I don't really know the guy. I was like, oh, seriously? Thank you very much.
That was
all his job there, or all his description in the whole picture is like, he's from Gaza and she's from Gaza and he's trying to protect her. Like, protect her from what? Right? I'm talking to you in Arabic and I'm telling you I'm from Gaza myself. Like, does that make us equal? At least.
The audacity. Look at, dude, and I'm more here. I'm more important.
I don't
You questioning
understand.
me.
Like, why can people not be honest? Like, she should have just said, I don't know the guy at the end and drop it.
Yeah.
Like, she don't own nothing.
To keep it peace.
Exactly. She was trying to be polite, and she was trying to be polite. She doesn't want to disturb the whole thing because, of course, there are viewers, and you know why they open their lives anyway from there. So she didn't really want to turn it into a drama, right? And she let me. I just explained to him, like, everything is okay. I'm from Gaza as well, and we look after our sister here, and that's it, right? And it went okay, but like the way that he got into it, I thought that he's her father, right, or her,
goodness,
brother. Apparently no, she doesn't even know him. So yes, we have this.
Okay, let's move on to our. Oh God, I almost forgot.
There's this scary thing.
Yeah, I almost.
Oh my God, I had to see. Yeah, so I was scrolling and I saw this news.
Look how excited! Look how excited she is! Oh wow! Okay.
I just want to put a disclaimer. I have nothing to do with this topic.
But this something happened in Texas, and the only reason why is because the person that I found the news from say it so well. So, do you guys believe in supernatural stuff in Islam? No? Yes? So, what there is
what do you mean by supernatural?
like ghosts, spirits, all this stuff.
Well, we believe in the jinn, basically, but it's not like the spirits and ghosts and haunted stuff. No, it is something.
So, in America, they had this very famous doll. It's called Annabelle. It's supposed to be a poltergeist, like a hunting doll. And this hunting doll was going through a tour for the west side of the country. And when he got to Texas, the doll was lost, disappeared.
Oh, that's very sad. I'm sorry to hear.
So this TikToker said, like, in Texas, we already has racism. We already have some downtowns. We already have corruption. We lose all our rights. The last thing that we need is a poltergeist. So she made me laugh so hard because it's true. So I wanted to present this doll.
Is she back? Or do we have to put like a call to action?
It was found. It was just misplaced. They found the doll, so we are safe, I think.
Oh my God, I can sleep tonight.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
Honestly, I'm not sure if I can sleep or not.
You never know.
Talking about the haunted thing. Go ahead.
Don't be careful. I thought it was hilarious because the last thing that we need is poltergeist in this country. We're already going down the drain.
Explain this to me. How did this come about? Why is this even something that people talk about? Why is this a topic?
It's a very there is a couple. They study all these paranormal activities, and they have a collection of these hunting items. And Annabelle was like categorized as the most powerful item there was hunt. And so who took it to Mexico? It's so popular in American culture. Huh?
Who took it to Texas?
This company, they own all these hunting items. They were going to a tour around the country. And
a tour?
She got misplaced in Texas.
A tour to do what?
Okay, so she ran away in Texas.
Just to show people.
Show people all scary.
So to show people this. Yeah, these kind of things are very popular here.
Yeah, well,
only in America,
I've seen on
only in America.
On Discovery Channel. I've seen on Discovery Channel, there used to be those shows about the UFOs and the Bigfoot, and you see the people who are spotting them, and they have like regular meetings, and they've got some spokespeople who would come and talk about their experiences. And I think even on TikTok the other day, I think like a couple of months ago, we saw someone who's going live and trying to spot some UFOs with her family members, and telling us, oh, look at that, this sky. So it seems like, yes, all in the US, we have these things, you know. Because I think here in Australia, at least in Australia, you know, people are busy doing something else, you know, busy doing camping and
camping.
Well, no, only me. I'm doing nothing. But the Aussies here, they are busy doing
boxing kangaroos.
Oh, and koala bears.
Yeah, and having spiders as pets.
Ew! Can we not talk about that part? That part of Australia. Okay. That part of Australia is one of the reasons why nobody wants to come.
What do you mean nobody wants to come?
Giant spiders.
I look from my window here, like, wow, everyone's here.
That's the occupiers, but.
Are you equating me with the occupiers, Ness?
Oh, well.
I literally do nothing. You know, I cannot occupy. I just.
Because the occupiers allowed you to come, so I suppose.
Yeah,
no.
Occupier Junior.
No.
Second generation, 10th generation occupier.
Occupier.
Middle Eastern generation.
At least look. At least I'm not a convict.
Yes, well, yes. There you go. The family of crooks.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So we can move on to a very serious topic. It's a topic that I've been seeing
we better move to another topic.
Yes. Bye, Annabelle. We're glad you're back, but Maria is going to keep us posted on Annabelle's activities.
We should have a session of paranormal activities.
Oh, heck to the no. Like, heck to the no. Oh, my goodness. That's me. Okay. So this is a serious topic, and I used to see this for a few weeks, and in the beginning I couldn't believe it, and then I was like, okay, we have to talk about it. This is not going away. So this case of Adriana Smith, a 30-year-old nurse, and she is brain dead since February, and they are keeping her alive with the machines because she's pregnant, and Georgia has very strict abortion laws. So yeah, this is a big issue for her family, and there's a lot of people who are in support of this decision from the hospital, and people who are against it because they say the law doesn't necessarily say this. Now, how do you guys feel about this?
Well, I think that's wrong. Like that is basically using her as an incubator, and to keep this this baby. Well, I don't want to say baby. How many months is she? The fetus alive.
I have no idea. They're trying to keep her until the fetus is able to survive on its own without the womb, and that takes 24 weeks. And even then, there is a lot of risk for the fetus not to survive.
Yeah.
I need you to watch this video. I believe that Adriana Smith, the Black woman that is brain dead and being forced to have a child in Georgia, is setting the groundwork for a concept known as whole body gestational donation. Concept where people that are brain dead but otherwise good physical health are used as incubators to make children.
And the question is, after this fetus survive, what next? Is gonna grow up with a mother?
But they're gonna give it into they're going to give it into care, or it's going to go to her family members. But her family members are against it. They are absolutely very upset about it. I mean, she was sick. She went to the doctor for headaches, and then they found blood clots. And this is basically the reason why she is brain dead.
Yeah, no, I'm completely against it. I'm with the family. I don't think this is right. This is a violation of her rights.
Yeah, Yes, I would. Yeah, this is, again, I'm also against that. But sorry, there are so many questions in my head.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't really know how it works, or if it really is a factor. Like, you know, how healthy the baby is going to be, or how, like, is it like going to be I don't know, like, I haven't really looked into these things before, like the baby who's actually, how to say it, the baby is in the making, in the body of a person who's like not actually living. I know that they can pump all the nutrients and get the baby to get all their supply and until they develop, but this is still something, I don't know. I don't feel like the baby is going to be, a healthy and normal. I don't know. I might be
this is
wrong.
a good point. Good point. But I will say she's brain dead. Like her brain, like usually when somebody is brain dead, that doesn't mean that they can still be kept alive through the machines. And usually, I mean, you need like 2 doctors to declare somebody brain dead, basically, so that they can switch off the machines, because usually brain dead people don't wake up again. But as you said, they know how to, or they have means how to keep the baby alive. The question is what's the effect? That's a very good point.
Yeah,
very good
because
point.
I'm still trying to imagine. It's like it's not only for me. That's again my idea is like, it is not only that you need the place, or the I don't really know
The
how to
wound,
say it.
the wound, the uterus.
Yeah, the uterus, exactly. It is not about just having the uterus and having the correct temperature and everything, and the setup, the whole setup is there. No, you need because the moms usually they would move, they would eat, they would like there's a whole process. When moms are giving when they're pregnant, and basically they say they are giving life to the baby, but life means like everything. It's the movement of the body, it's the everything that she does during her day is a factor to have the healthy fully grown baby, right? But in this case, it's like she's on still. She's not moving, she's not talking, she's not doing any activity, she's just there, and a capsule basically. I'm not quite sure how the baby is going to be, honestly.
If you were a family member, like her brother, the husband, the father, what would you say? Like, also religiously, like I wouldn't even know how to.
Look, it's let's think about it this way, that if this woman, honestly I don't know, because if this woman was, she went into a coma before going to the hospital and no one really found out, right? So what are the chances for that fetus to stay alive? I'm just thinking about it, when we see those, and I know that we are going to touch on that later on, though, when we see this footage of pulling moms or people from under the rubble, or who passed away under some airstrike, and some of them are pregnant, right? I'm just thinking about the same here. Like, if that lady, she was in a coma, or she just died actually before she went to the hospital, like, for how long is the baby going to stay alive, and what are the chances?
I think I figured it out. So actually, Georgia does not care if the baby is okay or disabled or anything. For them, is you don't get to abort the baby. This is how, like, because they have very strict laws. So it's not about the impact or the consequence that the baby has to live with. To them, it's about the actual act. The baby is not to die.
Yeah, I don't know.
So this proof once again they are not pro-life, they are pro-fetus, because what is the quality of life of that baby after? You know what I mean?
Well, I just,
what is gonna happen after?
well, I don't know. Like, I mean, look, if God makes somebody disabled or somebody like a baby, whatever, it is what God wanted the life for this baby or for this person to look like. But when it's such a situation like this, I wouldn't even know. Like, to me, this is an insane case because the reasoning is insane. I could understand if the family said, we want this. But the fact that a state or a hospital is making this decision, that's actually what bothers me the most.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Well, look, anyway, we are seeing nowadays, like it's been happening lately, and it's progressing even further. The dismissing of the concept of the family. Let's put it this way, right? That we're talking about. I'm a bit deviating from this topic, but like when we see that in Sweden or in some other countries, like some children are taken away from their parents because someone reported that they heard that the parent is screaming or shouting at the child, and it will be like a child abuse already, and they will be taken away. And it happened, by the way, to so many Syrian families in Sweden. Wow. And we've seen videos how the police would come and take the baby, and like the parents were like completely helpless. They're trying to resist it. But like, again, it's all about now we're looking at, the state or the government or the authorities are making decisions on behalf of the family, on behalf of the actual people who have the direct involvement in it, right? So your children, your family doesn't really, your children, they don't belong to you anymore. And we used to think about it like, when they are at some certain age, they don't belong to me. Now it seems like the authorities are making the decision on behalf of the fetuses, on behalf of like a human. It's in the development stage that didn't even really come to life yet.
Yeah.
That's the scary part, right?
Definitely. Oh, wow. I think we need to talk about this if that's really what's happening a lot to Syrian families. That's insane, actually. That's really insane. Okay.
Yeah, it happened to some families in Sweden and Germany and some other European.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, well, I've never heard that, to be honest. It specifically happens to Syrians. Crazy. Mm-hmm. Okay, next topic. Of course, the occupation and a display of the what do you call it? The general view on the ongoing situation. So, yeah.
Maria, would you like to talk about
this? We're gonna talk about Israel. We focus on the Knesset, we focus on Netanyahu, we focus on the leader, we focus on the ITF. But this time we're gonna put the shine on the Israelis, the citizens of Israel. They have a poll. They say like how many of the Israelis support the genocide, and the percentage was so high. Almost like 90% of the population support what's going on in Gaza. And these are the people that had the nerve to reply. We have someone in video camera saying, like, when we're in war, you only have to destroy your enemies, also the offspring of your enemies, aka the children. Mm-hmm. So these people are the problem as well.
When there is a war, it doesn't matter who your enemy is, you need to destroy their offspring to prevent them from creating more offspring.
Even each Israeli in occupied Palestine is the problem. They're supporting what's happening. It's a problem on the society themselves, not only the government, but also the people. Yes, there are a few of them, they are speaking, they are protesting against that, but a vast majority is in support of what's going on in Gaza right now, which is scary. It's basically a society of psychopaths.
They're not.
Yeah, that is true, and we've seen even earlier videos that was even late last year about the boat trips that some communities are organizing, and they are taking families and their children and going through in front of the sea line of Gaza and watching the burning and probably being promising themselves, maybe picking some spots where, okay, this is going to be my area, this is going to belong to me, this is so they are enjoying watching this.
Yes.
Okay, they are making it like as a tourist destination for their families and for their children. So you can imagine the indoctrination and how they are actually bringing up their children and the next generation into hatred, right? And they claim that they have the right for this. They claim that this is the land that was promised to them by God, right? And I don't think we need to keep proving ourselves as the natives or as the indigenous people of the land. Okay, and now I'm sure that we brought this up multiple times about when we spoke about the concept of that God promised them the land, all right, and God promised a certain group from just one religion or one faith, promised them the land, and that gave them the right to be to feel superior to the others, right? And when we spoke about this sometimes on multiple platforms, when we talk about, right, if that religion is from God and we accept that also Christianity and Islam are from God, then why would God give preference to one religion over the other? Okay, and the concept that they live with, that that certain belief and that certain religion is actually an ethnicity, while it isn't. What I'm trying to get to, it's like I can if I would look in my family tree, I would see 3 generations ago or 4 generations ago, I could have been like my ancestors could have been belonging or following that religion. So do I now, how do I qualify myself in this case now, right? Do I really go into the deep history and see that maybe I am superior as well? Does it work this way? So they are using and weaponizing the belief or the religion to help to serve their agenda, to serve their greed, right? Which is far away from, we know that it's far away from religion or any beliefs.
That's the point.
So,
I see it in a different way. I mean, to me, at this point, after this year, after October 7, doesn't matter anymore. Doesn't matter is that I meet them 90%. Doesn't matter if the land belongs to them or to the Chinese or to Fiji. What they doing is inhumane. There is nothing in this earth that gives them the right to kill 50,000 people and counting. 50,000 people, what we know, what they were able to report, but there's still people under the rubble. That we should be probably closer to 100,000 in 1 year. That's the double of all the wars combined. There is nothing that gives them the right to do this. Even if the land belongs to them, let's give them that. Let's say doesn't matter.
Yeah, the thing is, what I'm trying to work out is what level of non-humanity that you've reached to, so that you can think that, yes, it is all right to kill people. It is all right to mass kill people, to eliminate, to genocide people. Like, I'm looking at a person who's supposedly a human like me, but that person believes that, yes, they have the right and others don't have the right to live. Okay? So like Maria said, it's not about the land, but it's about like, okay, now it's the land. Now they are using the land as, and the so-called God's promise. They're using that as an excuse to do this, right? But in actual fact, you know, they wouldn't really stop doing it even outside this land. You know, when they move outside this land, okay, they would still do it because they feel superior. They feel that they have the right to live, while others, anyone who is different, and again, I don't really even know how do you define that difference, okay? If that these people, anyone who's different to them, different than them, then, you know, they are inferior and they are, you know, they are just disposable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
This is, I'm trying to work out, like, how would you build that into someone's brain, into someone's, like, it's not someone, it's like, you know, a whole so-called nation thinking the same.
Well, here's the thing, right? For me, what you say is true, Maria, because you're always right, obviously. But apart from that, it's not since October 7th. October 7 is emphasized it, made it more, elevated it. This has been going on, and I that's why I don't like this October 7 talk. This has been going on way longer than this, and people have been genocided and killed and tortured way longer than this. And I don't want to disregard or diminish what these people prior to October 7 have been going through. Now it's on our screens, and now it's obviously too many at once, and too much suffering in public, and nobody is doing nothing about it. But apart from that, is these are the only people who don't believe in God, who care about this one thing that God supposedly promised them. This is so funny. This is my favorite part of it all. And this is what justifies them to be evil. But they give evil a whole different definition, because they don't even justify it with that. They justify it with everybody else is a terrorist. So all of this doesn't make no sense.
Yeah. And again, you know, when you think about it again, right? When you see in the news, on TV, or even on a Hollywood production, something about terrorism, and they would talk about, ISIS member, which, of course, you know, that's a different topic. ISIS member, or a video of an ISIS member captivating someone and beheading them. Oh, that's terrorism, right? But why is it terrorism? It's terrorism, of course, because, you know, this person has done it with cold blood, right? We agree about it. We all agree about this, okay? But the person who's pushing a button from their fighter jet and not decapitating, actually melting and eliminating a whole group of people and their bodies and their history and their civil record from the civil records, right? That is not terrorism.
Of course.
That is what? That's, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, in 1993, was it 1993? There was the Hana. I don't know, Ness, if you remember or if you heard about Hana massacre. Hana is an area in South Lebanon, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that there was airstrikes there, and there was also people who are sheltering in schools. Yes. And in Hana, in that area, there was one school, and it had an airstrike. And we saw the footage back there. That is 1993, as far as I remember. We saw the footage with a man holding a baby, a body of the baby, but without the head, just like a you know, an abandoned rag doll.
Yeah.
Okay. And you see, if they talk about beheaded babies and stuff like about October 7th, which are all refuted and all debunked, right? But we have footage throughout the history on what they have done. And again, you don't really need to grab a sword or a knife and cut someone's head, all right? You can do it by pushing a button, and you can do it in groups, in masses. And that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening here.
Well,
and they feel that they have the right to do this. They can do this.
And what it bothers me about the lack of actions for the neighbor country is like they let very clear that they're not going to stop in Gaza. They're not stopping in Gaza. They're not stopping in the West Bank.
Yeah, that's okay.
They're taking over the whole region.
Yep. Perfect. Should go.
So when they react,
I think that it has to happen like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like, this is what needs to happen.
Exactly.
So the neighboring countries, they can wake up.
They can feel it and see how it is. And then we'll see. And then it's going to matter. Or not. Depends on what you promise the leaders. Okay, let's come to my favorite topic of the week. This is really my favorite topic this week. So,
wasn't Annabelle?
I'm excited.
No.
I'm excited.
Okay, so this one is the president of France, Emmanuel Macron. And he got bitterly slapped by Brigitte Macron, aka Michelle. So the reason why I like this so much is because it's such a disgrace. It's such a, like, this is what the Western world is about, like literally emasculating men. This is a best example. And then, yeah, you can fight me on that because we all know by now Bridget is not a woman and she was not born a woman. She became a woman much later. They have a whole weird relationship. Anyways, she was his teacher. She's 20 years older. And somehow, some way, they got married. And apparently, he likes to be slapped.
Well, you said she was his teacher. So it seems like he's been a bad boy since the beginning, right? Since an early stage.
Oh my God, that was so wrong. Bro.
Who knows what she was doing, when he was at school, right?
Oh my God,
why doesn't my internet drops in this kind of moment?
This is so wrong in so many different ways.
Oh.
Wow. I mean, okay.
No.
Why am I the only one who finds this funny?
No, well,
I find it cringe.
Let's get back to the.
What do you find cringe? What he said, or that he was slapped? Which one?
Yeah, like he was a bad boy or this.
At school, that's what I'm talking about. She was his teacher.
Yes, sure.
Yes, she was his art teacher. And he was like 14 and she was, I don't know how old, 20 years old or 30 years old.
Who knows? Maybe he sucked at arts at that time, so he needed... Anyway, but like, when you look at the video, basically, let's get back to the news itself, right? When you look at the video, when you look at the video and like he gets the slap, and all of a sudden he would look through the door and like there's someone watching, like, some cameras there. And then he would just, just wave to the cameras, like, like.
Yes, his face was the best.
Just joking, like, yeah, come on.
He said they were ruffling around before that, like, yeah, sure.
But don't you guys want to know
who the people that lead the war?
No, but who filmed it? And why did they leak it? Or are they trying to tell us something?
No, they were coming up for the plane.
I understand.
There was like a whole news.
I understand, but somebody, okay, when you know that you're coming off a train and there's a whole like paparazzi and stuff like that, you would not behave in this way, no matter what you claim you was doing before. Like they know it's showtime. So what is so big? What happened that is so big that it overshadowed the pretend?
They open on the door of the plane. Oh no, bro. I've never been in those situations, thank God.
Listen,
yeah, it seems like the wife didn't really,
the husband.
She didn't really know that someone, that someone was watching or the cameras out there, or she doesn't really care. Maybe
the husband didn't care. No, He didn't. I mean, Candace
No.
and other friend. Okay, this is really okay. So there's like two French journalists who really proved where Bridget is coming from, and this is like a whole story behind why these people proved that she was a man prior. And Candace took the story and she made it obviously bigger, like more international. And the funny part is they're suing her. It's so funny, literally. Like, how important are you as a journalist, a podcaster, whatever Candace considers herself, that you're being sued by the French government?
They almost
They are suing her
basically
for what?
prove her point.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's like they are suing her for what? For
That
putting a true story, putting
telling
a
the
false
truth.
story,
Exactly.
or just revealing the truth. You know what I mean? So
well, she
why are
even
you saying
gave them. She gave them
That's
an
right.
idea how to prove that she is a woman. She just said, you know what? Since because what they're saying is like. So she allegedly she has a brother, this Bridget Macron woman or man, and the brother at some point disappeared. Okay, we never saw the brother like for the past I don't know how many years, and then we got Bridget. So all she's saying, show pictures of you and your brother together. Go out with your brother or whatever it may be, so that people can see you. And then we're never going to talk about it. We're going to apologize.
When did the brother disappear? Which year?
Oh, this is like 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
I don't know how
Is it
many,
right
like,
about at the same time? Is it about the same time when Annabelle disappeared, Maria? Or like I'm just trying to connect things to each other.
Why are you doing this?
Annabelle has nothing to do with this. Leave Annabelle out. She has
No, do you know what he's trying to tell us? Like, this is all BS.
different
Can we
idea.
move on? That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
I'm just giving
Second-hand
some food for
embarrassment
thought,
for
that's all.
sure.
For what? What is the
For what?
second-hand embarrassment, Maria?
Bro, you're the leader of a nation and you can laugh in front of everybody.
I am the
You
leader.
just laugh about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But they say he likes it.
Bro, doesn't matter. Like he can keep it in the room. Go get him slap
for
on the
me,
inside.
look, to me, it is the reaction when he saw the camera outside. That was priceless,
Yeah, that was hilarious,
right?
though.
Like
That's
you
the only
cannot really hide the fact that you got slapped, but he tried to hide it, and he was like, "Oh, how are you? Come on, you're just having."
But how? This is my point. Like, how could they forget? This is so like not to like. Did they? How? What happened prior that they forgot for a second who they are? You know, and how?
Well,
And I
seems
mean,
like
it's not like they will open the door of a room or the door of, I don't know, a diner room, a living room. They will open the door of a freaking airplane. How you don't know that the door is getting open? Stop.
And presidential
No.
flight, so you'd expect that there's so many people watching and so many cameras out there.
I think this is not secondhand embarrassment. I think this is the biggest disgrace and disgrace that you can ever. I don't know what I would do if that was me, and I would have to. Oh my God, no.
Bro, divorce next day. You don't do this to me.
But he loves him.
On the spot. Why next day?
Yeah, on the spot, exactly. But maybe they can work it out. I mean, they're two grown men. So
Allegedly, for legal reason. Allegedly.
no, they are two grown men.
We don't need the government of France to come and sue us too. So
what? That's you know what? It's an achievement. Come for us.
Come from her. Come from her.
Oh, Maria, now you're not breaking noses and everything anymore?
No. Already had the government of Israel behind me. I don't need friends too.
Oh, they left you alone so far. I wish I could say the same.
Yeah, I'm not taking courses yet.
No, that's what I'm saying. I wish I could say the same. And I'm still suffering, after I took the course. Oh my gosh. Okay. So our next topic is a topic that, oh my God, I don't even know how to go about this topic. So this is an artist. What was his name again? Thomas what?
Jeffrey. I thought it was Jeffrey.
Oh, why am I asking you? You're not that hot with names. How you proved today? So.
Yeah, I can barely remember yours.
I mean, I'm sorry. Of course, you're right. If you say his name is Jeffrey, it's Jeffrey.
Yeah. An American sculpture.
Yes, of a Black woman in NYC. And this brings us to the depiction of Black women in public. And like, I can say most of my Black friends always complain about this. What kind of like roles in Hollywood sometimes like Black women get, or how they are just generally like depicted in public. And the interesting part is he's a Black artist.
Yeah, Thomas J. Price, that's his name.
So she wasn't wrong with the J speaks for Jeffrey.
Well, honestly, I haven't really investigated what the J stands for, but let's go with Jeffries because Maria is always right. So
yeah,
oh my God,
Jeffrey Price. Okay. So, what do you guys think about this statue? Oh my God, this is such a
well. When I heard that this statue was raised in the middle of New York, and like for a Black woman, I was excited. I said, like, oh my God, this is something new. Let's see.
Why?
But I was
what was the purpose of it?
Happy. Well, it was like a commemoration as an honor. They said like it's an honor to the Black woman, right? Mm-hmm. So I went in the middle of Times Square. So, but when I saw the statue, I didn't understand the symbolism behind it. I personally, I didn't thought it was a good representation. You know what I mean? But I mean, that's my opinion.
Disclaimer: we don't have nothing against voluptuous people. It's just
it has nothing to do with define as could have been. You know what I mean? This regardless of the body type. It's just to me enhance stereotypes more than representation.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's the problem.
So in my eyes, I saw a list of stereotypes. No, the beautiful representation of a Black woman. You see what I mean? Regardless of the body type, it's just not what I would like to see. Personally, like art is subjective, right? That's the word. That everybody has their own perspective. My perspective is that it could have been better.
But maybe he wants to. He has a message with it. Maybe he wants to go against beauty standards. I mean, not everybody can be Halle Berry.
But again, it's not about the body types. It's the type of clothes. You know what I mean? Is the facial expression.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
but that's the thing. We need to find out what he was trying to tell us, or was he just paid and he took the money and basically did what they wanted?
Well, to start with, I'm against having statues.
Yes.
Overall, right?
Yeah.
Any statues to anyone or to any that represents any category or person or character doesn't make sense to me. I'm against that completely. Right? But it's like again what this statue represents. This is like you guys said, right? Especially talking about the shape, the color, the stance itself. What does it really represent? And that would remind us with all the movies that we have watched, for since the beginning of the movie industry, I'm just looking into this and I'm thinking, okay, what's next? Are they going to have a statue of a bearded Muslim man wearing like or a hijabi woman?
That's
like
worse.
a bearded. And if they would do it, what is that man going to be wearing, or this woman? Okay, the woman would be wearing a hijab or something, but if that's a man, are they going to put it like, wearing the Pakistani dress with the shalwar qameez, this white dress, because that's how it looks in the movies, how they just do it in the, you know what I mean? And, an angry person, scary face, of course, with long beard. Well, I'm giving them some ideas.
I know what they're gonna do. It's gonna be a hijabi woman with a beard. I'm telling you.
Macron is gonna love it.
Who?
Exactly.
Macron.
Oh, Macron.
Macron.
He will move to New York. He will move to New York.
Well, he got slapped by the first one. Let's see what's happening with that one.
This one is a statue.
Statue that slaps.
Okay. The next topic is my second favorite topic, and because this is a very important topic, and not so much because we're going to talk about kneecap. First of all, I want to just say kneecap is such a dumb name for a group. I don't know why you would call yourself kneecap, but maybe that also is a story. Who knows? And they are like an Irish hip hop band. I have to admit, I never listened to their music. I don't know what it sounds like. But what I do know is they are very outspoken against what's going on, what Israel is doing. They been very outspoken at their shows, but specifically at their Coachella show, and this is when everything went south for them.
The Palestinians have nowhere to go. It's home, and they're bombing them from the skies. If you're not calling it a genocide, what are you calling it? Free, 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 free.
They are being currently investigated for terrorism, of course, because everybody who says something against a genocide is a terrorist. And William Hanna, who is a member, he was actually charged with terrorism because he said free Palestine. The terror act, don't forget. But what I find more interesting here, and shout out to Loki. So obviously this is a very long video and we cannot play the whole video, but for those, but I think you guys know who Loki is, right? No?
Not me.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. So Loki is he's from the UK and he's half English, half Iraqi, if I'm not mistaken. He has been very, very outspoken. He's a musician, he's a rapper, but he's also, he was on the what do you call it? He was on Piers Morgan. He did a lot of these debates, but his debating is more like, he really does like investigative journalism, and he's part of Pali Action. They are like activists in the UK. They shut down the weapon company. They're really like hands-on on the ground. They do stuff on the ground. They go and they occupy the buildings. They occupy unis. They do all kind of stuff. They get arrested. They have court cases against them, but they still continue. And he's part of it. And he is, he overshares a lot of very, very informative stuff. And this is about kneecap here as well, because he listed actually in this video, so you guys need to go and really watch it because it's a long video. He listed a lot of the organizations, particularly in the UK, who are paid by the occupation to expose people, go against people, and so on and so forth. And why I found this one interesting, we all know there are different charities who support the ITF, who support Israel on a whole, but I find it interesting. There is, believe it or not, this organization called Creative Community for Peace, and they are specifically targeting people in the entertainment industry who speak out against against Israel, and they are combating anti-Semitism and educating people on anti-Semitism and on Israel in the entertainment industry. So it's like Canary mission, but just like for entertainers. And the interesting part of this, because it's never that simple. My thing is always, okay, so who is behind all of these people? And this is exactly where he comes from, right? And he did a good job explaining it, and I just decided to go a little bit deeper. So there are these people who I want to say obviously are Zionists in America, who start different organizations, right? The one here with the Creative Community for Peace is by this guy called David Renza and another guy called David Broke. They started this in 2011. And this David Renza guy, he was working for Universal Publishing, one of the biggest, if not the biggest record labels. So he knows what's what, and he has access to all of these people in Hollywood. And then his wife, Esther Renza, she has also a organization called Stand With Us. And what they're doing is they have different educational programs for high school, for universities, where they actually teach people about Israel, but not only that, but also this is basically the indoctrination. This is how they brainwash people. This is their programs. This is what they do.
Yeah, well, it's not a secret. We have projects still here in America when they are practically invested and find out who speak about Palestine. Like the Zionist has all the Hasbara, and when they pull the propaganda, but also attacks the Palestinian and pro-Palestinian voices.
The reason why I find this important and why I wanted to talk about it is actually coming from a different angle. One of the biggest accusations is everybody gets paid by Qatar or Iran. And AIPAC is not the only lobby and the only group that gives money and pays politicians to act and speak in their favor. There's way more to it. And I think it's important that people know, instead of like trying to listen to just like this whole thing, Iran pays the students, Qatar pays the students. It's, you know.
100%.
Yeah. Well, is that every accusation is a confession? Yeah. That's how it works?
That's how it works. Mm-hmm. That's exactly how it works. Yes. And we have another crypto case.
John, did you kidnap that tourist? 37-year-old John Waltz walked out of the 5th Precinct station house in handcuffs. He faces kidnapping, unlawful imprisonment, and assault charges, among others. Police say he held hostage and tortured an Italian tourist for weeks in a Nolita townhouse.
Oh my God, that was crazy. So in this fancy neighborhood in New York City, in this duplex, this apartment, this guy that is
crypto investor,
a big name in the crypto world, a crypto investor, had in his apartment, holding against his will, an Italian tourist, when he tortured him because he won the passport of his account. And he was, for how long he was torturing him? For
weeks. Started, I think it's 6 weeks. And I don't know when he come out, like 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks later or so.
And thank God he was able to escape, and we see him running off the building until he finally found a cop. That was crazy, bro.
So he was there, and they wanted his passport, as Maria said, because he has millions in crypto. And it was this Christopher Waltz guy. He didn't work alone. He had like an accomplice. And he kind of like one day he convinced them that he's gonna give them the password, and he just needs his laptop. So they went upstairs, and the guy ran from the first floor down to the basement, and there must have been another door that led out to the street, and then he found a traffic enforcement person, and he basically told him that he needed help, and this is how this whole story basically came out.
Did I read somewhere that they found out that there have been like 2 NYPD personnel that were involved in this? I think one of them, I just read it sometime today.
Wow, I didn't know that.
One off-duty detective drove the victim from the airport to the townhouse on May the 6th. That is as per the ABC News, right? So there have been 2 off-duty detectives that were involved in this thing, and they are apparently, allegedly, they were working as like, when they are off duty, they are working as kind of a security personnel for that crypto guy.
Wow.
And yeah, it seems like one of them had picked up the victim from the airport and brought him to the townhouse. And now these 2 officers or 2 detectives apparently are under more further investigation, interrogation.
Amazing. Yeah, the NYPD. You hear many stories about the NYPD being like corrupt. So it wouldn't surprise me. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Exactly. Yes, and the next one, we have a prison break that Maria obviously is also very excited about.
Well, the video that you can
Maria,
see is
share with us, Maria. Excited. Share with us.
Kind of stuff.
Make my day.
well, I don't know if this is gonna make your day, but I think it's funny, but because when you see in the video, you're gonna see the inmates run. It's like I think there are 10 of them.
Yes.
Most of them were already captured.
No, 3 were captured.
So when they run, they investigate how they escaped and went to the bathroom. And then one of the walls, they said this was easy. So that
no, they put the LOL. That's the funny part. Like they just said this was hella easy, and they put the LOL, and basically they took out they took out stuff out of the bathroom, out of the wall, and then there was like a tunnel, right? That kind of like that led to they took the sink out in the toilet structure, and there was a hole, and this was already like this hole, and it led to the maintenance area of this whole bathroom stuff, whatever. This is very weird. And then they escaped, and there was a door, and they ran through the door, and they took blankets with them to put them on the wires on the fence so they can hop the fence, and it's not painful. 7 are still on the run, and 3 are caught. And yeah, what can I say?
Most Americans don't know how 10 prisoners were able to escape this New Orleans jail just the other day. These inmates used a tactic that completely outsmarted the prison guards and even taunted them by writing "too easy" LOL above their escape route at 12:23 a.m. on May 16th, 2025.
The maintenance guy was implicated because he turned off the water, so they were able to remove the sink and the bathroom thing.
So what did they promise him, or what? Why would somebody help them?
Well, we just, like a second ago, we were talking about the corruption. We're just talking about the corruption of the police officers. So that would link to the same.
They must definitely give him something, because who does that? Like, who is that? I don't know. And the 3 that
let's wait until next week.
Yeah.
Let's wait until next week. Maybe one of those prisoners is another crypto king or something.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, the funny part is this is and obviously I don't know. So this is happening in New Orleans, right? And the 3 that were caught, I think they were caught like not too far from the prison. Like maybe like one was in a hotel parking lot. I think it was like a little bit over 2 miles away. But I feel like there was 1 or 2 of them. They went back to where they used to hang out. Like who's like how are you so dumb? Like, seriously.
Yeah. In fact, when they got caught, they should have, whoever caught them should have left a message similar to the one that is where they found on the wall. That was easy, LOL. That was easy to find, right? Like put on his doorstep. That was easy, LOL.
Yeah, but you know what happened to them? To the three now, they got taken to one of the most security prisons in the US. So they're now like, it's done for them. It's never going to be that easy.
No, it's probably they would be give them like next level challenge. All right, let's try this one now.
Yeah.
How could you would you yeah would you run away? But it seems like
next level
when you see this
from.
yeah well you always like in a video game you need to move to the next level, which should be harder. That's how it works, right? But the thing is, like when you think about the scenario, right? That's taking the sink out and digging a hole in the wall, blah blah.
Yeah, the hole was there.
How many movies have we seen? Like how many movies have we seen already? Like I think since my teenage years until like even this series that's called Prison Break. Right?
Yes.
It's all the same. Like it's all the same. All right, so guys, next time put them in cells that have no sinks. All right, that's the moral of the story.
No bathrooms for you.
Oh my
Exactly.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, manage it yourself.
Okay, so my favorite breakout story from prison is actually, it happened in Germany maybe like 15 years ago or 16 years ago. There was a guy, he mailed himself out of prison in a packet. Yeah.
Wow, that's
okay.
creativity.
That was smart.
How tall was this guy?
Oh, I have no idea how tall he was, but obviously he had help. He was working in the packaging or the mail department of the prison. Like other people, obviously the prisoners, they have like jobs in there. And obviously he had help because somebody had to package him up. So he mailed himself out and they were very upset about it. And actually, at some point, like they said, like Hollywood or somebody like in Hollywood bought the right to his story, but I'm still waiting for the movie. Germany did not forget this case. People still talk about it.
But wait a second. Please tell me that he didn't mail himself to his residential address.
I don't remember anymore, but I think he must have mailed himself to somewhere where he would be able to go out. So they must have either somebody on the outside. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I'd be disappointed if he did that. Like,
I need
no, imagine
I need to see the packaging.
Imagine you mail yourself out and then your mom receives a package.
Exactly. To be honest with you,
you're going to find it. What's the packages? Like, what did he use? How big it was? Like, I need to Google this.
But he's gonna
to see it.
He's gonna like crouch or something. He's not gonna stand. Like, if he's like 6 foot, there's no. I don't know if there's like a package that's big as 6 foot.
I'm 6 foot. Like, I thought, how would I mail it myself? Like, no way.
Yeah, but you can roll yourself.
The funny part is that Maria kept saying, since you started mentioning this news, Ness, Maria kept saying, talking about, how big is that guy? How big is that guy? It's like she was so concerned, right?
Yeah, like
she's already planning the thing.
How did he do it? Let's forget about the destination. Like, how do you breathe? Did he put fragile in the box?
I was concerned. Oh,
fragile. Of course he put fragile.
Yeah, handle with care. This side up.
Handle with care.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I know. Oh, guys. We have to talk about Gaza. And one thing that I hate what people used to do, speaking of prison break, when they called October 7 a prison break. I don't know why. I just hate it. I don't think it's a prison break. Because I don't think that people in Gaza are in a prison. I think they're in a concentration camp. Since people in prison usually are people who committed a crime.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, I would agree somehow. But well, whatever it is, it's an act of resistance.
Yes.
Whatever it is, it's an act of bravery. And they have all the right to do this. And you know what? It should have happened if, of course, they had the means to. It should have happened like centuries ago.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm sure, I know that there are so many similar operations that happened, but this one, was the loudest. This one is the one that, finally made the Palestinian voices heard and turned the attention of the world towards what's going on there for centuries. So whatever you want to call it, feel free to call it whatever you want to call it, except for what the West and the media is trying to, or Israel and Israel is trying to say about it being a terror act. It's an act of bravery. It's an act of resistance for people who own the land against their occupiers. Period.
So
when it's oppression, there's always going to be resistance.
What do we have?
They had the right to resist.
What do we have about Gaza this week? Like, what is the 2-3 things we can share that happened? And there's a particular very, very little brave girl, like very, very, who literally walked through fire.
Yeah, this is a powerful image that we saw this week. Israel attacked a school because the excuse is the Hamas was operating in a school. So they bombarded this place full of children. A lot of them were born alive. And through the window, you can see this little figure moving, trying to save herself through the flames. When she should be running in playground, she was running through flames. For the longest, we didn't know what happened, but the update is that she survived the flames. She was rescued, but she lost most of her families. Her father survived, but he's badly burned. So it's a very impactful image when you see a little figure walking through flames. And she came out, but after losing almost everything.
وين الزلمه وين من دار الشيخ خليل؟ طب مين تحت ضايل؟ هي ابوه عايش. ابوك وينه؟ بالاسعاف ابوه عايش. طب امك وينها؟ واخوك وينه؟ برضه موجود تحت الرضم؟ ايوه اسمع هي ابوها.
Yeah, the problem, this is just one video that the person who recorded or who captured that video happened to be there and managed to capture it. And again, for almost 2 years now, how many videos and how many images that we missed? How many images, similar images? when we saw on, was it in October last year, with the hospital and the tent next to the hospital that was bombarded, and there was this person, we could see the hand through the flames, this person who was still had the IV connected to them, and they could really do nothing because they were laying in the bed. Again, they just it happened that there was someone who took or captured that moment, but there is so many thousands and thousands of moments, similar moments, that we haven't really seen. Okay, that was just an example, but we haven't seen the rest. I've seen the videos of even picking up the families from under the rubble, and how the civil defense guys were actually talking, trying to communicate with a girl, a little girl as well. And they're asking her, "Are you okay?" She has said, "I'm okay. I'm okay. Just you remember that?
Save
I'm
my
okay,
dad.
but save my dad." Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know what else. What else do we need to wake up? What else do we need to see? The social media is full of this, right? It is not one or two incidents. It's like all of them every day. even I don't know. We saw a couple of weeks ago the bombardment next to the was it next to the European hospital?
Yeah.
And the footage when the bodies were flying in all over the place, the bodies of people and bypasses. What do we need more? What do we need more to see? Right?
And now,
Can't
we
just
know
agree
them
that-
by name.
Yeah.
Exactly. We know them by name. We know their families.
Yeah.
Their stories.
Yeah.
Right. But can't we actually agree that there's no more political solution? Like it's politics is not working. It hasn't been. It had been put to the test like for 76 years now, and everyone is talking about political solutions and negotiations. No. It's honestly, it is resistance, and it's not only. It is not only the resistance. It is not the job of the Palestinians themselves only.
No, definitely
When
not.
are we going to wake up? And when I say we, I say the people who are still, blinded or trying just to disregard or just look away and pretend that nothing is happening or they're not seeing it.
Yeah.
It's all there. It is all there, guys. It's all there. I don't know what we are waiting for.
I just actually, just so that you guys understand the chaos, there is also something good that happened in Gaza, and it's very sad that we're at this point in life and in this world where we have to celebrate these kind of things as a little something for us. In North Gaza, there was a fight that broke out between ITF soldiers. And one ITF soldier was badly injured because he was hit so bad by his colleague, and then he had to be removed. And the guy who hit him is now suspended or fired or whatever he is. And it's just so interesting. I just love these kind of things, how these people are not even able to get along with themselves, having the same evil goal.
Exactly. It's the evil goal that puts them together, right? It's even Allah said it in the Quran. تحسبهم جميعا وقلوبهم شتى. You think that they are all united and they're all together, but their hearts are far apart. But again, they have one goal. They have their greed and their hatred, and that's their goal, and that's why we think that they are united, but they are much weaker than that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And this is all we have this week. We actually had another topic, but honestly,
I don't wanna miss the opportunity to talk about one little girl that we also lost this week. I wanna put it in the video so everybody know her. She was the youngest influencer in Gaza.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. So what she did in her page was teaching survival tips to people. She was learning to cook, with the little tools. She was helping all the kids around, and we lost her yesterday in a strike. Yes. You're gonna see her in the video, and I wanna butcher her name, and also her page is to open if you wanna go and see what she did. So this little brave girl, we lost her through a strike. So every single life matters, men, women, but when there's children like this little girl, it hurts more, because when you follow, you know her, like you see her growing in these two years. So this is personal for most of us. It should be personal for you, because now it's them, but tomorrow could be you. So I encourage everybody to go watch the videos, follow her page, see what this little girl was all about.
Gaza's youngest influencer has been killed in an Israeli strike after tragically offering war zone survival tips. Yakin Hamad showed her 100,000 followers how she survived under daily bombardment.
And if you wonder what you can do, there is stuff that you can do. Keep calling your representative, keep calling your senators, keep calling your leaders, and let them know that you are not okay with this and you demand actions. Because nobody's coming. It's up to us at this point. Just want to say that.
Yeah, definitely. That's very important. I don't know how I wanted to tell you that was actually very important. And I just want to say for those people, like, shout out to Canada. The people in Canada went literally on the highways and stopped trucks from bringing food into the supermarkets and everything, because they said if there is no food coming into Gaza, people shouldn't be eating here as well. So, yeah, with that said, that's all we have this week. That's all we have.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Always.
This was we have everything from important guys to humanitarian action. So
my goodness. Okay. I'm sure, guys, Maria will keep us posted on Annabelle.
Yes, please. She's okay. Annabelle is safe. We can breathe.
Okay. Then we will be back next week.
Okay. See you all.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.